All right. Hello, chat, and welcome back. Right now, I am taking a break from doom scrolling to speak a little bit about how it is that I plan to be successful and the steps that I'm taking within my business to hopefully help someone along in their business making decision. So, today, I'll be using the Hype app as more of a general background so that we can use the space as an illustration for what it would look like if someone were to come up to your place of business. So this is the Hype app. I typically try to go live on the in the afternoons. Not every afternoon. We're still trying to get a stable schedule. But if you would like to jump into some games, maybe feel like you're at the park, but in a virtual way without having to leave your home or the safety of your home, well, you can jump into one of the matches that I make here. We can play fun games, we can do live chat, and we can come together and have a good time. But all right, chat, getting back on track. Right now, last week when we met, we were talking about how to be successful and the steps that I take to be successful. And some of those steps are to answer the question of who, what, where, when, how, and why. Now, these questions help to create a guideline of what is expected from you, the business, and what others can expect. And these questions can even apply to your personal life. If you'd like to get your life together and be more successful in life, try these tips out and watch that video. But before we go any further, chat, I am going to take this opportunity to let X know which platform we are currently live on. And I want to let you know here, chat, that this morning in Florida, well, last night we had no rain. There was no passing showers as far as I could tell. But this morning, we had I had a experience of waking up to 70-degree weather. 70-degree weather, chat, in Florida. We were having some nice 80s and 90s, but now it is even nicer where it is 70 degrees outside. You get to put your fluffy boots on and head outside and have some fun. Now, I haven't seen the sun since being awake this morning, and that could be a contributor to why it is so cold or so cool. But all right, let's see if that went out correctly, because these things tend to get a little bit messed up sometimes. So 1 second ago and 11 hours ago, we had Tower of Fantasy on the X exclusive. All right, I see we have some notifications here, but we're going to get back to those. I like to make sure I stay up to date with everyone, their request, and what everyone is simply being up to. All right, chat, let's go ahead and review what we are talking about today. So, today we are talking about how I maintain business growth mindset. All right, let's jump back over into the Hype app. All right, chat. So, how I maintain business growth mindset is, let's say, for instance, this is my store. This is my online virtual store, somewhere where others can come, meet, greet, hang out. You can literally meet up here as if you're meeting up at Starbucks, at McDonald's, Burger King, and we can physically see each other in a space that allows us to feel more connected as opposed to a phone call or a FaceTime chat. This allows us to get a little bit active. So the way I am maintaining growth mindset is to invest more time into being into spaces like this. I typically do throughout the week video game reviews, and we pass the time simply by coming together and hanging out online, playing video games, getting active. But once in a while, it is really good to have a space where we can see each other, talk, feel like we are connected. Yes, FaceTime is really nice, but then you're giving out your phone number and, all this other information. Where in a case like this, you're able to just jump in and say, hey, let's, play a game. And, before we play a game or while we're doing whatever it is we're doing, we can have, all sorts of fun. Because check this out, chat. We are able to play these games, right? You are able to come here. You can be waiting for the meeting and you can start playing Money Hunt, where we can hide some money all over. There's other games we can play, and these games come and go, they get changed out. So this is a game where you jump, and if you jump on the wrong tile, you will be back down to the beginning. So the objective is to get across without falling. First person gets across to win. We have we have other games here where we're able to play almost like a climbing game, where the objective is for me to build and for you to try and keep up. Because I can build these into all different sorts of shapes, but what happens is we're able to come in, do something a little bit fun. We can even make a trampoline area here where we can just be bouncing about, having a good time and chilling. One of the all-time crowd favorites is this game where you're able to come in and play red light, green light, and the objective is to stop before she turns around. Once she turns around again, you can start running, having all sorts of fun. Another all-time favorite is the jump rope. So, these are areas that we can come in and have a different experience to meeting up and having fun. There's even ways for us to play survival. I missed the mark. Okay, so when we're playing survival, we can have a bunch of people there, and the objective is for me to throw down some explosives here, and for you to move around in the scene, making this a very interactive game. So once I press start, everyone in the arena would be pulled in. Now, right now, it's saying that there is 19 people over here on the side. So if I were to press go live, they would most likely all just start flooding in. And then if I were to go to my profile, you'll see I'm at like 2K followers. So everyone would start getting this notification that, I'm live and active. And people who are available would come in, hang out. It's a nice place to just hang out, chill. Everyone can come together and request games. Hey, I want to play this game, or can we play that game? And we're all talking, having a good time. So I find this app to be a very a very nice way of being able to jump into the chat room and schedule my next live. And everyone now has this ability. I think the app was in like a beta testing where at first, only select creators were able to get into the program. And me being a creator, I guess that made it a little bit easier for me to qualify. But since recent, there has been like a lot of updates, and there has been an update now where every, I believe, every person that maybe creates a profile or verifies their profile is able to come in, create a game, create a space. You're able to bring in assets. You have AI assistants that can help you to get things done. There's all these assets that you can bring in. There's helicopters that I see everyone is having a super time with right now. And let's pull this up out of the ground. Huh. Well, it's here, chat. Trust me, it's here. I'm just seemingly like pushing the helicopter on the ground or something. There we go. Now come over. And I think I dropped it. It has fell through the world map. All right, that was my bad. But the thing about it is, after a couple of minutes of assets in not being in use, the game will clear the area, so that way everything just kind of resets back to normal. But essentially, chat, it is good to be in a space, a free space that everyone is able to come and go, and we can all get changed into different clothes down here and have a good time. You can come in and I can greet you. We can have a real good time. I can hopefully not be asleep when you come in. When you win the games, we can all cheer on. We can do dance moves. We've got all different sorts of ways to get active, chat. Now it is just up to you to not give up and try your hardest to make that dream a reality, but ensure that it is a ethical dream that benefits not just you, but the greater community. But on that note, chat, we're going to be making these videos nice, short, spicy, and to the point. And so I would like to invite you to join me next week when we get down and active. The chat is open. I am able to take requests. The videos are kind of short, so we might not be able to, everyone might not have time to jump on by the time I'm about to get off, but you can always enjoy these videos whenever it is suitable for you. But until we meet again, chat, remember to go outside, touch the ground, look at the sky, and stay hydrated. Until next time.